Can we raise expectations on Beyond the Mountain getting more views? Let's find out in the next episode of Undertale Beyond the Mountain. Here we go.
Chapter 5, Return to Empty Ebot. Dazed and confused, Frisk woke up in a pile of flowers. They looked around. They soon realized that they are back in the underground. Frisk looked up at the mountain hole. All they saw was a bird soaring over the hole. Frisk got very sad. They thought they were going to have fun on the surface with their friends. But their hopes were shattered. Frisk had nothing to do but walk around. Frisk felt a feeling of nostalgia as they walked around. Suddenly, they heard someone crying. Frisk found Asriel crying in a certain area. It turns out Asriel ended up in the same area where he met Frisk as a flower. Frisk came to comfort the sad prince. Frisk. We're back down here. I don't want to stay down here. I think this is my fault. Asriel cried. He believes that it was again his fault that he started the war like last time. During the war, he got reminded of Chara. That memory made him a lot sadder. Frisk gave him a hug. It's going to be okay. I will be with you during this. Frisk said. With that said, both kids went through the entrance of the ruins. The ruins looked the same. There were frog gits and Wimsuns flying around. It's like everything was normal to begin with. Mama! Asriel shouted out. He wants to know if Toriel is alright. Frisk is worried about her as well. Both kids went out to find her house. Chapter 6, Returning Home. As the kids went around the ruins, they did their best to solve the puzzles. Asriel cowers a little bit when a monster pops up. They soon find Toriel's home. Frisk knocked on the door. Toriel answered the door. She gasped as she sees her children are still alive from the attack. Toriel teared up and hugged both her children. My children, I don't know what to do. We are back in the underground. But this time, there will be no way out. I guess we're going to stay here for the rest of our lives. Toriel announced. The kids didn't want this but they are forced to accept. The kids went inside the house. The inside looked the same. Frisk didn't expect the house to look the same. The kids want to live a day in Toriel's house. She fed them butterscotch cinnamon pies. They still tasted delicious. When nighttime arrived, Frisk and Asriel sat by a fireplace. Toriel sat in her chair, reading a book. Then, it was time for Asriel to go to his dad. When Asriel got up, Frisk didn't want him to leave. I promise I will be back, he promised. As soon as he left, Frisk felt very sad. Toriel noticed the child's sad demeanor. She felt a mood to sing a lullaby to Frisk.
Rest, my child. It's alright. You will be safe in my home. It's alright. Dry your tears. Everything will be safe as long as you're with me. Everything will be the way it is, just like last time. When I first met you, I believed you would stay with me until you left for your journey. I felt sad, but then you have came back and we will relive those memories. Hush, my child, you'll be okay. I love you, Frisk.
Chapter 7, What a Dream. Frisk was sleeping in the bedroom, peacefully. They tossed and turned based on something that's happening in their dream. Frisk was dreaming about Asriel. While they were looking for him, they heard an evil laugh. The laugh sounded familiar. Frisk looked up and saw what appears to be Asriel's face. Then, his face started changing. His face morphed into an evil smile. It turns out it was Floey, an evil flower who is also known as Asriel's evil form. Hee hee, you idiot. Did you miss me? I think you didn't. You are never going to see the light of day again. Especially when your best friend is gone. Floey said. Frisk started crying. They tried waking theirself up but it's no use. You are never waking up? Ha 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 ha. Floey cackled. He then grabs Frisk with his vines and killed them. Frisk woke up screaming. Toriel heard Frisk screaming. She went to the bedroom to comfort the sad child. Frisk explained to her about that terrible nightmare they had. Toriel hugs them and said, "This is all just a bad dream." Frisk tugged onto Toriel. They really want to be protected from all the nightmares. Chapter 8, A King's Point of View. While Asriel was sleeping, King Ascari looks out his window in shame. Outside of his home, he sees monsters ranting and raging. The monsters kept on saying, "Humans suck. Humans suck." Ascari doesn't blame them. There are only two humans he trusts, Chara and Frisk. Frisk is the one he trusts the most. Not only is he watching the other monsters, he is also looking at the future of himself and the friends, the humans. Then, Ascari had a thought. He wanted to turn that thought into life. He gets out of his house. He settled down the ranting monsters and silences them. Attention everyone. You may think it's the end of the world for all of you. But I don't think so. I know we all hate living underground, but trust me, it probably won't be so bad. I want to make the underground a more loving place. Not only will I do it, but our still alive human child, Frisk, will make us all happy. They showed us mercy. They showed us mercy through the underground and beyond the mountain. Ascari announced. After his speech, the monsters cheered. They all know that the king and the human will make the underground a better place.
That's the end of episode 2. If I end up getting another comments just like episode 1, what do you think of my singing voice? Did it sound good? I may or may not sing again, but God knows when will that happen. But please, just watch this and let me know how you feel.